Here's your Farm and Ranch report from the Montana Ag Network.
Welcome back to the noon news. As we look to our farm and ranch headlines today, the Nile Stock Show and Rodeo is now accepting applications for internships for the annual Fall Stock Show. College students can gain a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity that will give them a well-rounded experience working a stock show and rodeo.
And we get roughly 40 to 50 applications for those internships. The reason behind that, it is 2 weeks of complete immersion in a stock show setting. We give our interns the opportunity to work in everything from in the trenches of our horse events to legitimately picking manure out of the show cattle rings to being on a radio interview or doing a TV commercial with us regarding some sort of topic. And we try to give them the full stock show event experience right down to the nitty-gritty. And I think it's kind of a rare opportunity for them to work all sides of an event.
Bocas says a Nile internship is truly a one-of-a-kind experience.
You know, there's just no other opportunities, and many of the other stock shows are unique in that they will provide an internship, but it's to one specific area. So if you sign on to be a horse intern at a stock show, you know, you might be literally with the Ranch Horse Versatility Show the entire week. Where at Nile, you get assigned departmentally, but there's lots of different activities amongst all of our departments for those kids to get involved. And so the knowledge, the hands-on experience is vast. Very different than anywhere else, and of course, definitely a resume builder.
Book also mentioned that many Nile interns work with their academic institutions to be able to gain college credit through the internship. For more, visit thenile.org. While significant work remains in trade talks with China, President Trump has indicated a deal could be reached in the next 4 weeks, but the two sides offered little details regarding last week's meetings. The most recent negotiations included intellectual property, forced technology transfer, barrier tariffs, and agriculture. As U.S. Ag is impatiently waiting for the results, Ag Secretary Perdue has previously said the negotiations could conclude with a doubling or tripling of U.S. Ag exports to China. Don't go away. A lot more news after this. Looking to USDA's weekly crop progress report for Montana this afternoon. Conditions are beginning to warm up, no doubt, but wet fields and continued precip are hindering field work here in the Big Sky State. Topsoil moisture conditions for the state were 94% adequate to surplus above last year's 89%, with it still too wet to plant for most of the state and the nation. In fact, the question is, how will this impact spring wheat planting and prices in the coming weeks? We'll just have to wait on that. As for winter wheat, 30% of this year's crop is breaking dormancy compared to 10% last week, and winter wheat ratings remain at 13% excellent, 57% good, 23% fair, and just 7% poor to very poor. And we've mentioned it before, but the 2017 Census of Agriculture is set to be published by USDA on Thursday, and it will reflect a major demographic change from last census. Farmers and ranchers filling out the recent surveys were able to list multiple principal producers who are equally involved in making business decisions instead of just one. The change means the latest iteration will better capture the roles of both men and women involved in agriculture. And that will do it for this afternoon's Farm and Ranch News. We'll send it back to the news desk.